So welcome to another episode of the Rock Fantasy Files, and we've got a guest today from a band called Enterprise Earth, and they just dropped a single out and have a full length on the way. And I got to catch them a couple years ago on the Summer Slaughter tour. It was a really strong package. It had like a lot of heavyweight, old school death metal mixed in with some of the newer style. And Gabe, we got Gabe here. And Gabe, introduce yourself. Give us your full last name. Where are you from today, and where are you at today? And let's get rocking and rolling.
Right on. Well, yeah, first, thanks for having me on it, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm Gabe Mangold. I play guitar in Enterprise Earth. Currently residing in Taos, New Mexico, a happy little mountain town here in northern New Mexico.
Cool.
And yeah, that's where I am right now.
And you've got some new stuff in the works. I believe you just dropped a new EP. I heard your cover of The Lamb of God, which I believe is a video you also shot too, right?
Yeah.
Something to die for.
Yeah. So we just put out an EP about 2 weeks ago. Foundation of Bones, one original, two covers. We covered Lamb of God and Necrophagist, and then we also put out a acoustic rendition of There Is No Tomorrow. It's the closing track off our last album, Luciferous.
Cool. And what label is that on?
That is on E1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that into the shop because I did not get that in, and we were supposed to get some records in today. I was getting ready to price them, so I was a little late for this, and sent me the wrong box of something else for another record store. Blaming it on the pandemic, but
sure.
So you also have a new album coming out later this year.
Well, we don't know if we'll put it out later this year. It's being written and recorded right now, probably about like 85% written, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, the goal is to have it done by the end of the year and then release it hopefully whenever the world returns to somewhat a state of normalcy. Whenever we can hopefully get back on the road or something like that. So
fingers crossed. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about your EP. I think that was one of the main reasons that they wanted us to chat today. And
sure.
Other than that, what's the maybe the name and a little bit what went into the recording and all that kind of stuff, I guess.
Sure. So yeah, it's called Foundation of Bones EP, which is also the title track and the original song on the EP. And it was really like a spur of the moment thing. We came home from Europe and canceled North American tours, not really sure what to do, just like every other touring musician and band and stuff like that. And after a couple days of just kind of sitting around trying to figure what our next move would be, we're like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do an EP. We have like a bunch of demos in the works. We've wanted to do we've wanted to do these covers for a while. We've wanted to do this like acoustic thing if There's No Tomorrow for a minute. So we're like, yeah, we have time. Like, let's do it. So we went for it, recorded everything, and like throughout the demo process, we were pretty stoked with the demo quality. And I was like, hey guys, like let me have a shot at like self-producing this one because I think it'd be a lot of fun. And yeah, I ended up self-producing it here in my little tiny home trailer studio thing. And
cool.
Yeah, we're all stoked on the quality, and we're so stoked on it that we've decided to self-produce the next record as well. So.
Now, is this EP, is this out on vinyl, CD, and digital, or?
So this EP is just digital right now.
Okay.
We kind of felt it was an EP like four songs, well five is four songs and an instrumental. We were like, you know what, let's just do digital, keep it simple for this one. Because this one's just kind of like bridging the gap between Luciferous and our coming LP. So
yeah, great. So look for that on Spotify, I guess, if you want to check it out, or
Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, wherever you listen on.
All right, great. And let's talk a little bit about Enterprise Earth for folks that don't know who you are, and maybe you want to go back to what type of music is it? I know what type of music it is, but the listeners might not. And where, and this is like this. So you've got 2 full albums out already.
We three full albums. Yeah.
So maybe just let us know a little bit about how you got. Have you been in the band the whole time? Are you a founding member?
No, I joined in 2017.
Okay.
Dan, the vocalist, is the only founding member left in the band right now.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, like a quick backstory in the band. Band was formed in 2014 by Dan and BJ Sampson, the old guitarist of the band. Dan was kind of coming off. He used to be in a internet band called Infinite Annihilator, and he was just kind of coming off that whole thing. BJ had played in bands growing up, and they just kind of got together, started writing music. One thing led to another. They put out the 23 EP in 2014, which was the band's first release.
Okay.
Patient Zero was the first LP in 2015. Embodiment came out in 2017, and then I joined like right as that album was coming out. And then since then, we've the band's been through a lot of members, but over the past year and a half, we've really solidified. And right now, we have a really, really strong team and lineup, and we're all really excited for our future.
Yeah, the Luciferus album I actually just listened to this morning. I've probably heard a couple tracks in the past, or maybe heard the album in the past. I probably sold it in the store, but I listened to it on my morning kind of hike today, and I thought it was a pretty strong release. And a couple of tracks that stood out to me was Ashamed to Be Human, and I don't know if it was just a track. I said, let me get into this a little bit, because it seems like a lot of people are kind of ashamed to be human right now, and I really like the song We Are Immortal. I don't know if it's riffs or breakdowns or whatever. That one struck me. Not that those aren't, there's better other tracks on the album that are strong. I just got to briefly breeze through it today.
Cool.
So what what else do you have to add? Anything else about Luciferus? Where was that recorded and stuff like that? Or maybe we'll go a little bit about the last album, since you can still go out and pick up and buy a vinyl of probably right now at the moment, or digital, whatever.
Lucifer's last album. We still have vinyls, CDs, digital, all that stuff is on our website, enterpriseearthband.com. But Lucifer's was fun because that was the first album that I had written with the band. And at that time, BJ, the old guitarist, was transitioning out of the band. So I think people when I was writing, I was kind of trying to merge BJ style with like what I like to do, which is like a lot of like traditional death metal influences and more melody and groove and stuff like that. So that's why, Lucifer's kind of took I feel like a large maturation and progression in our sound. And now with the Foundation of Bones and what we have coming up, we're kind of like bringing back the original, we feel like, darkness we had with like the first LP, Patient Zero, but then progressing that into what we've been developing over the past couple of years.
Okay. Now, how is the pandemic? Of course, the pandemic. Anybody in the music business, from being a record shop to a touring band to booking artists to people who sell merch, T-shirts, beer at the bar, everybody's affected horribly with this thing. And you mentioned earlier that you were on a European tour. Was that cut short during the pandemic also?
Yeah, we were actually fortunately we were towards the end of our Euro tour. We had 3 shows left, so we were able to get most of the tour in. But we were obviously we were aware of the situation that was developing over there, because it had started, the whole pandemic started a little faster over there than it did in the States.
Yes.
Or before it did in the States. And aware of everything going on around us, we had a show in Milan get canceled. We almost had a show in Vienna get canceled. And then while we were on the bus, so like in Berlin at like 2-3 in the morning, like we're like, okay, we're back in Germany. I think Germany's going to be okay. I think we can get these last 3 shows in. And then the travel ban order gets enacted, and we're like, well, we have to fly home like tomorrow. And then
you're stuck in Germany, right?
Or we're stuck in Europe. We have to get home ASAP.
Now, probably, right? No, that's horrible.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? But book emergency flights home, which is a big expense,
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
It sucked. And then we get back home, and we had that North American tour with Thy Art Is Murder scheduled right after that, and waiting to hear news about that. And on our flight back home, we got news that was canceled. We're like, all right, well, shit, now we can't recover from our debt from Europe. We have all this merch waiting for us at home for Thy Art. We just lost, I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars in revenue, and it was crazy. Yeah.
It sounds like you were in almost the same area, because I interviewed Will Carroll from Death Angel, because Death Angel actually Testament were over in Europe at the same time you were,
Yep.
And of
Yeah.
course, Will became quite ill with the COVID virus. He was in the hospital
Yeah.
for a couple of years. I think it was a couple of years. I mean, a couple of weeks, not a
Couple
couple.
years. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got a little pandemic Alzheimer's right now or something. And but Will, so glad that Will made it through because he's such a great guy, and I know Will pretty much. He's been to my record shop, and that whole tour. And I interviewed Robin. You might know who Robin Mason is too. It's tour manager that does a lot of merch, and I'm sure you may know her if you've seen her. She was probably on the road with the Summer Slaughter tour if you've been on that when you were on that. But she was on the road with them. Now, how did you guys make out? Did anybody come down with the virus at all in your band or your crew? And what other bands were you on the tour with in Europe? Were you?
Yeah. So we were over there, direct support for Rings of Saturn, and we also had Traders and Brand of Sacrifice as support on that tour as well.
Okay.
It was a great tour. The crowds were great. Shows were awesome. Yeah, every band was killing it. It was awesome. It was definitely a successful European tour. But we kind of all assumed that we had it when we were over there because yeah, like when you're on tour, like someone gets sick, everyone in the van or the bus gets sick. It's just the way it goes. And like we all experienced the symptoms of COVID, but a couple of the guys got it worse than the others. Like I had it and I was like a little ill for a couple of days, and then it went away and I was fine.
Okay.
But then like our bassist Robbie got really sick for a few days, and then Dylan, the bassist from Brand of Sacrifice, like couldn't eat and keep food down for like 10 days straight.
Oh my God.
And yeah, one of the guys from Traders like lost his voice, and like everyone got something. So we kind of just assumed that we had it when we were over there.
True.
Yeah. So.
And so I mean,
knows?
You guys are young, also. I mean, how old are you? Or is there something I can ask you? What you were?
29.
29. So
I'm 29.
obviously, people that are in their 20s or 30s or younger bands can contract it because a lot of people are like, well, I can't get sick because I'm 20 something. You can't get really sick unless you're 60 or something like my age or something. But we're finding that to be a little wrong. So it's just it's just a crazy situation we're living through here in the States right now. Well, not in the States, in the whole world,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can only hope that next year that things do become a little better, or people maybe you're immune to it. Let's hope now, since you've had it.
Hopefully, yeah. I think they're still figuring out if you can get it again or something like that.
Yeah, who knows, right? And maybe you won't get it as bad again. No one knows really, I guess. But
yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to add to today? Do you want to talk about anything Enterprise Earth and how to maybe find how to buy stuff if someone wants to buy your record or buy some merch? Obviously, you might have some. It sounds like you got some merch left over from the tour. Are you selling that online?
Yeah. So we still have some leftover tour merch online. We actually just dropped like a brand new spread for the Foundation of Bones EP. There's like 9 or 10 brand new designs up there. So definitely head to our website, enterpriseearthband.com, to check out all that stuff. We have physical copies of our last record, Luciferous, on CD and vinyl. Mm-hmm. And yeah, as far as other Enterprise Earth related things, we're going to be putting out videos every Friday this month on our YouTube, playthroughs of the covers and the originals off of Foundation of Bones.
Okay.
Planning on keeping content rolling all summer, and then we're going to be getting into the finishing mode for writing and recording the next LP here in the late summer, early fall.
And so you're lucky that the whole band is kind of in the area where you guys can hop together and do a video, or are you guys all separate? Are you all across the country? Or?
Yeah, we're all very far apart from each other.
So you can't just meet tonight in the garage and play or something.
Unfortunately not. No, we do things remotely. I do like a nomadic lifestyle thing here in the Southwest. Brandon, the drummer, lives in LA. Robbie, the bassist, is up in Seattle, and Dan, the singer, is over in Indianapolis. So we're all quite
so you
spread
really
out. Yeah.
you are certainly spread out all over the place.
Yes.
So how do you do the live video? That's interesting to me. Is that something you do on Zoom?
So for
film it?
Sure, yeah. So it's like for the playthroughs and videos, we're not all live at the same time because I think that would be a logistical nightmare as far as the
Yeah.
timing of everything. But
Okay.
so we all just film our parts at home separately. Like for the Lamb of God playthrough video we just put up, like I filmed mine in my trailer. Brandon had a friend film him in LA. Dan filmed himself in Indianapolis, and then we just edit the video together, and boom, you got a remotely recorded video.
Because I know some other bands that even musicians in the area, local bands, are wondering how they could pull something like that off. Like, well, how can we play drums here, and how can this one sing here? And so I guess you're getting some insight into that at least, you know?
Yeah, and it would be cool if we could do like some sort of like live stream performance with all of us in remote locations. I don't think there's a way with like the latencies of the internet and like honestly I think it's great that bands that are fortunate enough to be in the same area, like they can do like a live stream performance from one location, stream the audio and video and stuff. But at the same time, it's awesome that bands are staying active and doing that, but it just doesn't feel the same. It's like how am I supposed to mosh with my keyboard? Like it just doesn't. It's just yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know of a few bands that have done the live stream, and I think one of the more popular ones I know are Clutch did something. I know that Insomnium Gathering, who flew into the United States, just the opposite of you. They flew in to start a tour in the U.S. and got in here on that Wednesday night where the NBA canceled and everything went out the window, thinking they were starting a whole tour. They went back to Finland and they did a live streaming. I think there's a couple of bands from Finland I've noticed that have done it. Catatonia from Sweden did one too. I think Metallica was doing something too like that. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't they do like an acoustic kind of jam session? Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's the only way we have to keep rock and metal alive somehow, and it's one of the industries hit the hardest. Between the clubs, God knows what clubs will still be here when we ever get to go back to them. I mean, I miss live music so bad right now. I think some bands are going to start playing like backyard barbecues or something right now. Just I don't know if
who knows? Yeah,
people are playing some little parties. I know my buddy had a rockabilly band, played a birthday a couple weeks ago. So it must have been kind of cool just to see some live music, even if it's like a speakeasy concert, I guess, right? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
The whole thing with this style of music that we're passionate about, what you play and what I listen to mostly. There's usually mosh pits, and I don't know when that's coming back.
Yeah, who knows what the situation will be, and like you mentioned with the like you mentioned with the venues, I think I read a statistic or article today that said like 90% of like locally owned venues are in jeopardy of closing because there's no income, and it sucks because it's that's like the lifeblood of like our live music industry, and now we have Live Nation trying to like cut bands guarantees but still charge a 30% merch rate at their venues and stuff that. And
for sure
and it's a big mess, and like I hope venues are able to survive, but if venues aren't able to survive, like maybe we'll see a return to like a more DIY style of touring where bands are playing to 200 people in someone's basement or something like that.
Definitely, and that was something that went on in the 80s a lot with the more of the hardcore scene and stuff like that too, And even a couple of my employees that work at my store, younger kids and more into the punky scene, and they have like basement shows still, but of course it's probably not as easy to make money on merch and stuff playing that kind of show compared to you guys being on a Summer Slaughter with Suffocation and Nile and bands like that, Well, all we can do is take it day by day and hour by hour, I call it. And right now, we're living, breathing. We got food, and I don't know. We're hanging in there. So,
that's all we can do. Yeah.
So I guess we can wrap this up a little bit, and thank you for joining the Rock Fantasy Files today. If you like my channel, please hit subscribe. We're kind of new. This is about my 12th interview. You can probably tell. And hit like on the video, and please comment and check out Enterprise Earth. Support metal, support any kind of live music, whether it's metal, hard rock, whatever, in these times. If you can buy a t-shirt from them or anything else, it just helps everybody out a little bit. Or, a lot of people are supporting different causes with charities and stuff like that. Try to get behind something right now. Try to stay positive, even though people tell me I can't stay positive anymore because that means you've got the virus. But I guess, right?
Yeah. Right on.
anything you'd like to add for the final? Or wrapping it up?
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Anyone that's watching this right now, hey, thank you, man, for having me on. I really appreciate it. Nice chatting with you and stuff. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks, Liz, Ear Split.
Oh, yeah.
I'm friends with Liz, and she set this up today.
Thank you, Liz.
I'm going to be talking to the guys from Neckrot tomorrow evening, actually. If you know Neckrot.
Tight.
Yeah, I love that band. I got to see them with Suffocation, too. It seems like everybody I see that I meet, I see with Suffocation. You know,
it's like the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with Suffocation.
Yeah. Okay, right, man. Well, thanks for tuning in today, and check out rockfantasy.com. We have a website now. If you're not from the area, you'd like to check out our store. We have some stuff online you can buy, T-shirts from the shop. We've got CDs, vinyl, downloads, blacklight posters, reaction, Super 7 figures, all that good stuff. What do we got? Funko Pops. I'm like a barker. The box is empty. Somebody stole Lemmy.
Oh, no.
All right. Have a good night and stay safe. Have a great holiday weekend, I guess, right?
Yep.
And this will probably go up. It'll probably go up after the holiday. I'll probably put up Monday or Tuesday. I don't have, and I'll let Liz know when it's going up so you guys can share it around if you want. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Rock and roll. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Man. Bye-bye.